Okay, Chair will call the meeting to order for Thursday, February 13th meeting. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of February 6th. Looking forward to you guys. Motion, so moved, seconded. Any amendments or changes to the minutes? Not hearing. All those in favor of adoption, keep by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the vote unanimous. Item 2 is to discuss the Haida House roof replacement project contract. The chair would like to discuss that in executive session, so can I get a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor of discussing this in executive session, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that vote unanimous. Item 3, bid opening for 11/3 bond issue at 11 o'clock.
Diane's getting that information right now as we speak.
Okay,
I'm encouraged that, and blown away. It looks like we have 5 bids and they're hovering around the lowest being 3.35. Our estimate from bond counsel, which he admits was a conservative estimate, was 3.95, so. And there's an $800,000 premium. So that lowers the principal.
yeah.
So they're going over that information now, so. If,
Okay.
I just thought I'd,
All right,
you know,
so-
we have a few things that we can talk about
Yeah.
while we're waiting for that information.
Okay, we get the upcoming, and then now we jump over to item 5, which is these are upcoming meetings that we have.
Okay, so if it's okay with you, Mr. Chairman, I can just brief
Yep.
everybody on the last Friday's subcommittee, which was Riverside, and it was a unanimous vote to support the commissioner's recommendation.
Okay. How long are you meeting then?
About 2.5 hours. But, you know, I like to talk, so, I mean, I'll assume some of that responsibility.
Now you guys will see, in the upcoming events next Wednesday, we have to sign the documents for the bonds that we're gonna award today. The paperwork will be done. And we'll be on next week. So what I'd like to do next week is have our meeting on Wednesday, so.
Right, we talked about that.
Right, yeah, so. Other than that,
Chris has some new
Okay.
business, if that's convenient,
sure.
Mr. Chairman.
all right,
Our boarding numbers at this time are 256.
Oh,
Um,
10%,
what's that?
another 10%.
Yes, it is. You gave me 2 weeks to see what I could do and I only
Right.
needed a week. But we're not stopping there. We're going to continue to bring people in an effective manner that's both cost effective as well as ensuring that we're not minimizing security inside the facility and doing so.
And health.
And health, yeah.
You know, one of the things that, I was at that, association meeting on, was it Friday?
Friday, yeah, Friday.
And, I talked to other superintendents and maybe, I don't know if you're talking amongst each other.
Sure we are.
So, you know, to kind of enforce, you know, have a group versus a
Yep.
single.
We've exchanged ideas via email about some of the proposed legislation, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
as it relates to
Yeah,
immigration
they
and
went
customs.
over some of that legislation and Belknap and Merrimack, I believe, were there.
Yep.
And they were, you know, I talked to them and.
Yep.
See if we can't, you know, see if we can't get on the same page so we can,
Yes,
get some value out of this.
yep, absolutely. I have with substantial help from Diane Legier, been able to submit a request for increase with the United States Marshal Service. So both of our requests for increase with both Immigration and Customs Enforcement as well as U.S. Marshal Service are being evaluated by those agencies to continue that negotiation process.
Well, did you see what happened? Plymouth had about 100 inmates and they moved them to New Mexico?
Yes,
What was that about?
Those are inmates that are there that are simply there because they don't have the proper paperwork.
correct. They're low custody.
They're low
offenders.
custody
Oh,
offenders.
okay.
And that's not who we take.
Right.
Yep. This is, so I think what we're going to see if I can like read the tea leaves, is we're going to see a very similar situation that we have been through for many years in the past, where our population will go up. They'll make a decision about deportation when people have received final orders for deportation and all legal remedies have been exhausted. Then they will get a group of individuals that are from Guatemala or Honduras or Panama, wherever it might be, and then they'll put them all together from this area of responsibility and they'll go down to the southern border. At that point, they'll catch another flight that will take them to their country of origin. We've seen this. We've seen this under many different administrations, whether it's Republican or Democrat. And that's generally the method of deportation that happens. They're never deported from Strafford County DOC. They're only relocated from Strafford County DOC to the southern border. And then from the southern border, they have other areas of responsibility that have additional individuals that come so that they can utilize a full plane to go to the country of origin, which the individuals are from. In addition to that information, we are going to make a bunch of different moves inside the facility tomorrow in an effort to provide a level of support to our federal agencies, whether it's U.S. Marshals or immigration, so that over the weekend, if there's a need for bed space, we can assist with them. I have been in contact with Louisa Moeller from CBS Boston, Amanda Goki from the Boston Globe, and her first name is Cerruti, and I don't want to say a last name because I don't know how to properly say it, from the Concord Monitor, as well as they're all interested in finding out various different aspects of the story of our housing. We've done this before. I've had WMUR, WCSH6, Foster's has been through, and they just want to see what it is, the operation that we do. I have no concerns about having them come in because we've been doing this for more than 20 years. So I just wanted to let you know that there's been an uptick in media inquiries, but I've navigated through this before, and I'm certainly happy to keep you all abreast of how that happens, take any advice that you might have. And the last thing I wanted to let you know is that as a result of our increase in immigration and customs enforcement, I've received a call from the Brazilian consulate. They wanted to talk to me about 3 Brazilian nationals that we have in custody. One person had a skin issue, one person had some tooth pain, and another individual felt their cell was cold. I've looked into all of those matters already, and I've talked to the medical department. I've also verified that in both locations that one of the individual was in, the temperature was 68 degrees. That's what we run at inside the correctional facility. So I've reached back out to the Brazilian consulate, and they were shocked that I actually answered my phone when they called, because a lot of the work that they do in Massachusetts, they haven't had the same type of success. So I consider that to be a closed hole, and I don't have to address that anymore. So, yeah.
All right. Jeff, you have anything for us on that in regards to transportation? Are they putting any more issues with you that we don't know about?
They would like as much as we can offer, and we're trying to offer a little bit more. So we have our daily, the daily trip down there, and then we've been able to add a couple more.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, one of the things that's come up in our effort to have a closer relationship with ICE is actually building or allowing them to use a room in the facility that would save,
That's a Burlington issue.
right. So we're working on that. I think Chris is okay with it.
Absolutely.
And that might save you some transportation, Sheriff. So I know they're working on it on their end so that these ladies and gentlemen can be processed they don't have to be taken to be
Right.
processed in Manchester or Burlington
Right.
or wherever it's going to be. So just so you know, we're actively working on that.
I certainly support that effort. It makes sense. We're gonna be in this for a while,
It would appear so.
When can we make that happen?
Well,
It's
it's
up to-
it's up to them
it's up
at
to
this
them.
point. We're ready.
We're just making.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically.
well, if they need, you know, a better computer hookup, not a problem. We'll have Paul Kapreski do it, you know, our computer person. Whatever they need on our part, we can get done in a day. It's getting, they're so busy right now with pressure to incarcerate and or move out people
Really,
that they don't have time to,
they don't get time to figure out.
they don't have time to figure out what's going on, so. But we're open for that at any point. It'll actually enhance their opportunity for transportation because we could
Right,
save
reduce
your
their
people.
cost. Their cost, and
Yeah.
put less pressure on us.
We did have an incident last week that could have been much worse, where on 95, our guys were coming back from Burlington and someone ran into the back of them. I'd watched the video yesterday. My guys were straight going the speed limit down 95. This car came and smashed the back corner of our van that has a lot of mileage, and this is what they do with it every day. Luckily, it clearly this young person's fault, and we can still use the van. It was minimal damage. So that was one of those things that could have set us back quite a bit, but worked out. Nobody hurt and minimal concerns.
That's good. You know, the transport's the weak link in the whole mess anyway.
It is in the sense that it's certainly the link of vulnerability
Right.
and more so than
And if we
anything.
can work with them to cut that exposure.
Well,
down.
that's our feeling.
And we have systematically done that. That's why we stood up the access Boston Immigration Court so that there's less transports. We can have that happen inside our facility. And so it just makes sense that we can give them another opportunity to do some of the work to minimize that
Right.
that transportation. So.
Okay. Well, it's all good news, and thanks, Chris, for that update, you know.
And I'll be with Chris. I mean,
Yes.
we, at this point, for as many years as we've worked together, we can pretty much finish each other's sentences. You know, when it comes to, you know, how we want to put this information forward.
Yeah.
Which is all information that you gentlemen already know. And,
Yep.
and we would just be putting that forward and with full disclosure to the public.
Okay, so Diane, how are we making out?
Well,
Anything else? You got anything else? I'm sorry, Sheriff. Anything
No,
else?
thank you.
We're good? Okay.
actually, we made out really well. So I'm gonna hand this out to you. So at 11 o'clock, we received 5 bids on our $11.3 million in bonds. So the first page will show you the entities that we received bids and the net interest cost. And yeah, I'll give you this for. So with the net interest cost, the lowest bid is Robert and Baird and Company. And so the second page breaks down their bid. And so the coupon was at 5%. And then they gave us a $897,000 premium. So that brings down the total interest cost to 3.35%. And our financial advisor had estimated we'd be around 3.95%. So we did pretty well. Yeah. And Steve, our financial advisor, also shared the rate that the municipal bond bank received in January for their, and they were as high as 3.34%. So we are on
Right
par.
there with them. That's
Yeah.
really great news because you know, we were concerned about the dates, you know, and unfortunately, Steve gave us the good advice about doing it.
The beginning of the year.
The beginning of
helps.
the year, in
Yeah.
the January, beginning of February timeframe, so that worked out really well.
So I don't know if anybody has any questions about these bids.
You have any questions?
No.
No? All right, well. And if there are any questions, the chair will entertain a motion to award the general obligation bond to Robert W. Beard and Company.
So
Okay, for you, second.
Okay, and so there are a couple of documents that I would need you to sign because I need to get those back.
And I'm just going to vote unanimous, right, gentlemen, on this?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So if I could have you sign the certificate of award, I would need the three of you to sign
Yes.
that. And I'll fill this out, but I need two signatures on this, but if the three of you want to sign it, the three of you can sign across here accepting.
What do you want, Diane?
that bid. Where it says accepted, if you can sign by next to accepted, and I can fill out the rest.
So. That's great news. You know, it's great news for
That's
us.
the wrong spot.
It's 20%,
Sorry, you know.
20% less than, I mean, if you think about it, it's 20% less than,
Yeah, you gotta put.
it's 20% less than what they thought,
Two you guys.
or what we thought.
I'll get that to Steve.
And we have no payments this year, so.
No, our first payment will be next February.
Okay. All right, do you get that done, right?
Yeah, we'll get one more signature here.
Oh, it's two, it's
No,
three.
three there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we had to squeeze.
Oh, okay.
So-
That will work. Thank you.
I'm
Okay,
scribbling one.
thank you. I'm gonna fill this out. Okay,
So the paying, the first payment we'll be doing this will be next year, right?
next February.
Next February. We specified that in the bond, because we didn't know what to budget this year.
Right.
And,
Yep.
you know, we weren't sure how everything was gonna go, because we had to have the budget out in January,
Yeah, the
so.
first interest payment will be in February. The first principal payment will be in August.
Of next year,
Next year.
of
Yeah.
next year.
And we also chose the amortization schedule of having equal payments, because we save on interest doing
Right.
equal payments.
What's the payment?
Um,
PITI.
It'll be,
I don't have the amortization schedule yet. They sent this,
Approximately.
I'll have.
it's 20 years, it's 20 years, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the principal, I mean, we're talking about, see, we're going to get the premium right up front. So we get the $897,000 right up front. And then they have to do a whole other calculation, and I'll probably get that maybe before you leave, so I can give you what the principal, because the principal amount changes because of the premium.
Right.
Yeah, and just for your information, all of the 5 bidders bid that way. They bid a par amount and then bid a premium as well. It's pretty standard.
It must be better for them, from a taxation standpoint,
Yeah.
because that's how,
And all,
Diane educated me this morning. It's been a long time since we've done a
a
bond,
public sale.
A public
It's
sale
been a
like
long
this.
time.
so.
Real long.
Diane educated me this morning about how it's changed since we did the last one,
Yeah,
and that is that everybody bids with
it seems. And if you look at,
everybody bids that
if you
way
look at the
now.
5 bids, they're pretty close. It was very
Yeah.
competitive. And also the premiums were very close. They were all in that high $800,000 range too. So they were all very comparable bids.
Which is very it just shows that we're putting forward
Yeah, we had 10 firms that were interested and only 5 bid, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
we
for
got 5
5.
bids, I'm happy with the 5 in this market, you know.
Well, the market's so volatile that,
Right.
nobody seems to know. But the fact they're close, it's really good news.
Just for disclosure, I got 2 kids that work at Fidelity, so I just want to get that up.
Well, just so you know, you might want to come up and tell them they didn't do us any good.
Well, I'm just telling you, there's nothing going on, but I want to get that.
Well, if you would have got the bid, I would have said thank you, but and you didn't get the bid,
Well,
so.
it was pretty close though.
it was, yeah, it was. No, it was a
Point off.
very good result this morning. It's very good news.
This ain't the US Congress.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so we got that motion that's been awarded.
alright.
Beginning of the whole new business? No?
Okay,
Is there anything that happened in Concord we need to know about when you were there? No?
Nothing special, no.
We're gonna talk about.
They went over a bunch of bills,
I
Okay.
do have,
Yeah.
this for,
Yeah.
I mean, they were
Dylan,
they
the
were
account that they need
plugging
to
pretty
approve.
heavy.
I'll have the signature
So,
cards,
I mean,
so
which is normal. I mean,
That's
you know,
all.
I.
It's
I've been on
adding
the other
I
end of
get it.
the
that.
administrative
Nothing
assistant.
new. Okay. All right, then, Chair, is there any questions or comments from the public? We don't have anybody on Zoom, right, Kelly?
None.
Nobody here, nobody else here, so, we'll move to item number 8, which is to take a motion to go into non-public. Personnel, the contract negotiation, moved by Commissioner Petrie, seconded by Commissioner Levin, required a roll call, Commissioner Petrie.
Yes.
Commissioner Levin. Myself. That vote is unanimous, so the commission will adjourn to non-public session.